So, hear me out. Yeah, I like to tinker a little bit with tactics, but sometimes it works. And maybe we found the Wunderteam tactic? We'll see. Hey, everybody. The FM Scribe here, and welcome back to the Wunderteam on Football Manager 2024. Played a few matches off camera that kind of indicated some things. We're in a little bit of a mini cup run. We'll see what happens there. And there was hope after a match against Salzburg. So I mean, don't let this red thing here distract you. But after last episode, played 3 matches off camera against Sturm Graz, a 2-0 away victory. Seko Koita scoring his first goal for the club, and Tin Plavotic, again, off of a set piece. Then we had a very difficult match against Lask. They absolutely disrupted our build-up. I actually rotated here because our schedule is just so insane. We had a Sunday and then a Tuesday match. Musa Kone with 2 strikes there for them. Fiznik Aslani opening it up for us, also from a corner. But they just completely bossed us in build-up. And by the time we kind of got a hold of the match, it was already too late. Then, all the way into extra time, Muharrem Huskovic getting a 117th minute penalty to send us through the third round of the ÖFB Cup after defeating Sturm Graz. If you look down here, you can see we will be playing in the quarterfinals Austria Lustenau, which that is the first match after the winter break, and I think that's probably a good one to come back for when we get to that point. Then, but I had already seen patterns of play here that I wasn't happy with against both Lask and Sturm. And then I decided to get a little bold for the match against RB Salzburg. Why? Well, we're not expected to win that match. So I figured, caution to the wind. Let's see what happens. First half, atrocious, to be perfectly honest. They scored twice in the first half, dominated the first half. Then I made a few tweaks that I'll talk about here in a minute. And those tweaks proved very fruitful. Manfred Fischer getting a goal in the 64th minute, big boost of confidence for him. And then with these tweaks, then especially the last 15 minutes, we dominated the match. Got a bunch of great goal-scoring opportunities. Hit the frame of the goal twice. First from Pavlovic and then from Huskovic. Just couldn't quite get it across, but we definitely had deserved at least a point. And so we're going to take those lessons learned and we're going to take it forward into today's match against Rapid. This is an away match at the Allianz Stadion. We're going to take on our hated Viennese rivals in SK Rapid. So what happened tactically? Well, I changed it from the steps. The steps were doing okay, but I saw some patterns of play I didn't like. And I went to back to a back 3, and I decided to try something out against Salzburg. As you can see here, before we were playing with 3 right here in the middle, I then moved these to the wing. So we've got an advanced playmaker on the left and an inside forward on attack on the right. This is where Fischer played and scored his goal, with a shadow striker in the middle. Everything else the same. I actually started on balanced, and I had 2 Segundo Volantes on support here. We struggled. We really did. And then eventually, at about the 60th minute mark, I made a change. I decided to go attacking, not short passing per se, but we still dominated possession. The main thing I changed here, this Volante I went on attack, and this is a ball-winning midfielder on support. And we bossed the game at that point with an attack mentality against Salzburg. So we're going to go with this and see how it plays. Now, the one change I'm going to make that I haven't made yet is right here. Instead of playing with our libero, we're going to go just with a ball-playing defender. The reason why is because with the libero, he moves into this slot, which is great when we had these 2 players further up the pitch, and we kind of created a little diamond. We don't need that per se. The problem with him moving up was it created gaps behind him for passing lanes for the opposition to exploit, and Salzburg did that very, very well. I mean, they're the best team in Austria, so it's obvious if someone's going to exploit weaknesses in a tactic, it's going to be Salzburg. So for this match, we're just going to go with a ball-playing defender and kind of see how it goes. So going into the match, I also swapped Plavotic and Handel on the two sides. Why? Because Handel, even though he's nominally right, he is very strong on his right foot, but he's strong on his left foot. And Plavotic, he's reasonable on his left foot, very strong on his right foot. So that means if we want to open up play, because we're going to distribute to our central defenders, to make him, I mean, he's essentially, he's good on both feet, can pass it to any of these without a problem. Now, we're going to keep an eye on how some of this stuff progresses. We may have to put a stopper position duty here, so he steps up a little bit more. We're going to keep things as they are right now. Our mentality is attacking. We've got in possession, we've got work ball in the box, and be more expressive. Other than that, everything's standard. We are taking short kicks to our central defenders, and then we're going to counter press and counter, more often pressing and with a higher, not much higher, because much higher, it's way too bunched up. So drop that a little bit, and we're not gaining too much if you look at that attacking row by pushing up to much higher. But this gives us a little more space to work in and doesn't quite expose us too much to counterattacks. Other than that, so Handel is going to be on the left, Plavotic on the right, Lukas Galvao centrally, Früchtel in goal. Our wing backs on the left, Guenush, who's back from injury. On the right, Ranftel. I've asked them to stay wider. They're going to create the width. Centrally, we've got a ball-winning midfielder in Matthias Braunöder, who has won that position, undoubtedly. And then the segundo volante on attack, we've got Hussein Basic, who can tackle harder. We want to get stuck in there, especially in these positions. On the wings, we've got an attack advanced playmaker on the left on support. We've got him on roam from position right now because I want fluid movement in it here. He's going to tackle hard. He's going to sit narrower. I want to create kind of sitting. I mean, they move in here anyway, but having him sit closer to the half space just gives us a little bit more solidity against teams that want to build up centrally. But he's still out wide that he can protect our wing backs. And then our inside forward, an attack on the right, same instructions, but inside forward. And our shadow striker in Huskovic. On the right, we've got Fitz right now. Huskovic in the middle, just tackle harder. So that's the team we're going to go with today against Rapid. With Kos, Baltaxa, Potzman, Holland, Pavlovic, Fischer, and Aslani on the bench. All right, Pump Fist. I expect nothing but a win here. Well, I'm motivated by Baltaxa. As a side note, Dominic Fitz, we extended his contract, so he's a very good young player. Added a few more seasons, extended to 2027. He got a decent pay rise, but we want to keep some of these core players. We don't want everyone to leave, even though, of course, the team needs the money. Yeah, I'm not going to bet the farm on young players just yet. So another big Wiener derby here on the Wunderteam series. My goal is to try to highlight all the Rapid matches. It's not always going to happen because maybe it's not good as far as the flow of recording, but this is definitely a match I want to highlight. I didn't do Salzburg because I didn't think there was a point in it at that point, but definitely Rapid. As far as the cup run goes, now, I am going to do Austria Lustenau because timing it works kind of nice and haven't really highlighted them. But, I won't be showing domestic cups before the quarterfinals in this series just because oftentimes those are uninteresting occasions. And it really just becomes interesting once you get into those latter stages, in my opinion. Unless, of course, we draw Rapid or Salzburg in the meantime. But here comes Turnwald, and I don't know why I tried to commentate that because, kickoff highlight. But now I've talked long enough. We do have a corner. Kuhn for Rapid. Whips that one in. It's kind of somewhere centrally. Kaigin finds Kuhn again. Kuhn in space, but he was offsides. Free kick now for Rapid. Sattelberger. Girgic. Kongolo. Back to Girgic. There's that press. Moorman. Or Moorman. Not Moorman. Moorman. in. Kuhn was open, but Früchtel kind of tipped that one over the crossbar. Little too dangerous there than what it should be. Kuhn now with the corner for Rapid. Whips that one in, dealt with well. Fitz jumps in between Kuhn, and Fitz in between again. Be smart with it. There we go. Gwinush, and we do not get a counterattack. Huskovic and Zvetkovic gets in between there. Hedel out to Zvetkovic. Kongolo. Kongolo again, back to Hedel. Back to Zvetkovic. Defensively, we're sitting relatively solid. They seem to be playing a lot across the wings. Sattelberger. Zvetkovic. Turnwald. Kuhn again. Again looking for Kuhn, who's been definitely their most prolific player. Ooh, Grül got closer. That got deflected and out for a corner for Rapid. Kuhn again. I think we need to give him some special attention and love moving forward. You can see here Kuhn, that inside forward on the right-hand side. Gilgic doing a lot here, so maybe shutting down Gilgic will be the key one. Another corner for Rapid. Turnwald from the right. In. Headed out by Handel. Turnwald again. Looking for a shooting position. There is Kongolo and Früchtel. Another key block. Now, okay, so we're not doing as well here against Rapid as we did initially against Salzburg. So I think what we're going to do is actually we're going to take off. Ooh, Braunüder, nice win there. And no counterattack. So we're going to just go to balanced here. We're going to drop that down as far as mentality goes. And just see if we can be... I mean, we've got possession. I'm just a little concerned with how much possession Rapid is getting. They're going a lot. I mean, they're exploiting those wings. Grül again, his shot. Früchtel, another save. It's all Rapid Wien so far today. Corner, Kuhn. In and well dealt with. Sattelberger and Früchtel will gather that one easily. Another highlight just before the halftime. Gilgic, Zvetkovic, Sattelberger, Kongolo, Moormann. Out to Grill. Fitz tried to steal that one. Didn't quite come off. Moormann now. He gets around Ramftel. Früchtel punches it away. Gilgic. Moormann. So Rapid is building up again. Gilgic. And that's an easy shot for Früchtel to deal with. I am not happy with the fact that we have not done anything in this match. Not a shot. They've had 9 with 5 on target. Heat map. Yeah, I mean, look how wide they are sitting. We're high and we are bunched up. So what we're going to have to do there is, I'm disappointed. We haven't been creative enough. Opposition here. I mean, Sattelberger, both their defensive midfielders are doing really well. Kuhn as well. So actually what we're going to do here with Kuhn, we're going to tackle him hard. Niklas Kuhn, he is left-footed. So we're going to show him on his right foot. And I want to mark him tightly because a lot is going over him. Gilgic is the key player here. And Lukas Gilgic, he is very strong on his left, reasonable on his right. So what we're going to do here, we're going to tight mark and press him. Try to get it here to Sattelberger. Kaigin, I want to kind of shut him down. Turnwald, put him on his left foot. Moormann on his right foot. Try to funnel more centrally. And given how they are playing, what we're going to do here is we're actually going to go shorter passing. We're going to sit narrow. We're going to focus play down the middle. We're going to try to exploit the central areas. I'm going to take off work ball into the box. That's obviously not doing much of anything for us. And I could drop this, but then we've got a huge gap here that I think they'll just exploit and control. So we're going to go with this moving into the second half. Plavotic and Früchtel doing really, really well. Everyone else is pretty average. So let's see what the second half brings here. It would be nice to at least get a shot. And it's been 60 minutes of just nothing. So let's go. Went back to attacking. Shorter tempo. We're staying with that. I mean, it's really not a lot is happening here. There's not space really to play in because they're sitting relatively deep. Fitz and Huskovic are not playing well, so we're going to bring on Aslani and Fischer. Of course, I've got a new tactic. Wanted to kind of show it, and it's been pretty flat so far. We have, though, shut down Rapid so far. Ramftel now. Braunöder. Polster. Oh, through. Hussein Basic. Hussein Basic. Oh, Hedel with a big save there for Rapid. I mean, that would have been unfair if we would have scored from our first real opportunity. Hussein Basic now with the corner. In. And it's kind of bouncing around. Burgstaller gets it out to Ramftel. Back to Guenouche. And that's the end of that highlight. But that was a good opportunity there. So they have now dropped to a 4-4-2. Okay. Let's take a look where they sit here. Kuhn, I'm still going to stick with those. What we're going to do is we're going to tight mark these guys here. Awa, we're going to put him on his right foot centrally. And tactically, Braunöder is tired. Hussein Basic is tired. So Holland and Pavlovic are to come in for them. And then keep an eye on Guenouche as the most likely final candidate for substitution. Turnwald. Now Strunz. Strunz back to Turnwald to Sattelberger. And it's deflected and in. That was... Can't say that Rapid didn't deserve it, but it really was their first opportunity of the second half, and a deflected goal goes in. Turnwald, Sattelberger, I mean, it's a massive deflection by Guenouche. And it's a goal to Rapid. We're going to make one more sub here. We are going to take off Guenouche, and we're going to bring in Marvin Potzmann. Aslani now with a free kick. Direct. Just pass. I have bumped that up to very attacking. Because reasons. You know, we just need to do something. We've had 3 shots this entire match. They had 1 in the second half and scored from it. But their first half performance definitely warranted more. And we got 10 seconds left. Ramftel, Fischer, Ramftel in. Looks for Pavlovic. Whoa. Hedel with a save. That was actually a good opportunity there right at the end. That would have been a little harsh for Rapid, but we don't care. We don't care. Polster in. Kirschbaumer deals with it, and it gets cleared out. We get another chance. Polster. And he was offside. And that should do it. Yep, a 1-0 victory for Rapid against Austria Wien. And the new tactic did not perform well at all. And I am disappointed about that, but I'll talk about that here in a second. Now, the one thing I did change now was for balance was these 2 positions. So I think we're going to do here ahead of the next match. I'm going to move that to ball-winning midfielder on support and that side to Segundo Volante on attack. Now, it creates a very attacking side here, but, you know, maybe that is what we need. Work ball in the box. We're going to get rid of that. Going fairly wide. No, let's sit that back to narrow. Let's drop the passing directness to shorter. Keep the tempo on standard. And then the rest, we're going to kind of leave where it is because, again, we did so well against Salzburg. I feel like we should do well here. So that's what we're going to change here. We've got another match I want to highlight today because this was such a dud. And that is Wolfsberger AC. Now, the one thing I didn't talk about is where we sit in the table. Now with that loss, we are 4th, but Rap and Rapid are right behind us. They've got a match in hand. Then we play Wolfsberger AC, who's also in here. And we are just 3 points clear of Blau-Weiß Linz. 6th place is the key cutoff. We've won 7, drawn 1, and lost 7. So it's not been a great first season. It's not been horrible, but it's not been great. We're going to stick with this tactic a little bit longer because I saw things against Salzburg, but things might not be enough. Okay, now it's time to take on Wolfsberger AC. It's super tight in the Bundesliga. And we're going to make some changes. Baltaxa, right now, he is dealing with a little bit of fitness and injury issues. But, yeah, we're going to bring on Martins instead. Martins had a good international week with Luxembourg. So I feel like he deserves some time out there. Huskovic fits. Other than that, I think I'm going to keep the team as is. Aside from, I'm going to bring in Fischer for Fitz to begin with. Aslani, I'm going to replace with Koita on the bench. Other than that, it is the same team that we put out there in the previous match. And we're going to keep an eye here on the ball-playing defender. Like I said, he did open things up, but I feel like maybe this was the key for us. So, no, I'm just a little nervous to go too far with this. So we'll keep the ball-playing defender for right now, and I may switch this up, and then we'll just keep an eye on how it's going. All right. Let's win the home matches, guys. Let's win the home matches. So, now, big match, Wolfsberger AC. The league is tight. I mean, there are 4 teams on 22 points, including us and Wolfsberger AC. So, and they're playing a back 3 as well. So, this will be a very, very important match. You can see here, 22 points. Sturm, us, Blau-Weiß Linz, Rapid, and Wolfsberger. Sorry, it's 5 teams on 22 points. And that'll be the difference between making it to the Champions group and not. And that could be hugely problematic for Darko Januzovic and our save here with the Wunderteam in Austria Wien. I would be curious to know your thoughts down below. That should the sack happen, we just cut off, end, and start a new series, or do we start a little journey here with Mr. Darko? And Handel, his header goes over the top after that corner kick. I'd like to know. Let me know down in the description or in the comments, not the description. The description is where I write. Comments. Free kick, Hussein Basic. And that gets deflected. You know what? I'm going to make a tactical change now. We are going to put him in the libero position and see if that makes a difference. Header in Tin Plavotic, his 6th goal of the season. He is Mr. Set-Piece Goal. 1 from free kicks, and this is now his 5th corner goal. Not just near post, also far post. But as you can see, I always like to crash the near post or crash the far post, depending on where I'm delivering it. And that's a key one for how I like to run set pieces, is crashing a zone and overwhelming them and just getting more numbers into that area. Kirschbaumer, Lukas Gavau picks it up nicely. You can see him, maybe that's the difference. We're not getting the interceptions because in the ball-playing defender, he's sitting right here. Now he'll step up and kind of cover the area that the attacking Segundo Volante vacates. That's at least the theory I'm telling myself. Polster coming really deep. It's an advanced playmaker. Galvao, Hussein Basic. Looks for Fischer. Huskovic. Still Huskovic. Shot, and Güdelbauer with a big save there for Wolfsberger AC. So it's already a little bit better. We can see some patterns here that it's looking better. Hussein Basic. Handel is there. That hits the crossbar. Back in by Polster. And Güdelbauer with the save for Wolfsberger AC. So that's already better. So halftime, it is definitely a better halftime than last time. But again, it was just not a goal out of open play. But so far, we've had 2 half chances. We hit the woodwork. 9 shots, 4 on target, XG just under 1, so we're okay there. Possession a little bit more than Wolfsberger, who had 1 shot on target, and that was a long shot, and that was really it. So, things are going well, but I know we can do better. Tell Fischer and Plavotic, just chill, lads. Just chill, guys. Other than that, everyone's doing okay. Gwinush is having a good match. Polsta's having a good match. And Plavotic, of course, having another excellent match. So let's try to do more of the same. What can we do here? Fairly narrow. Let's drop the tempo down. See what that does. We're still tinkering, still figuring out the right tactic. Because really starting the series was the first time in many, many years that I've messed with strikerless tactics. So still finding my way. Bauer now. Back to Baumgartner for Wolfsberger. Atze, Güdelbauer, Baumgartner. And they're building up centrally. Gwinush, nice interception. Back to Polsta. Polsta into space. Huskovic is behind his man. Huskovic is there. And Muharrem Huskovic. That was excellent. Excellent there. Gwinush picking off that pass. Getting it to Manu Polsta with a beautiful pass. We can see here Gwinush steps up. Gets it to Polsta, who drops it back. Turns around, and then just a perfect pass to Huskovic running onto it. Excellent finish from the young shadow striker. And it is 2-0 to Austria Wien. Braunöder back to Handel. Gwinush. That was too short there from Handel. Not happy with that pass. And I think he was offside. So, yeah, he was definitely offside there. Free kick. Hussein Basic. Fischer in space. It's deflected. But Fischer gets it. It is 3 goals to the good for Austria Wien. Now, those are 2 set-piece goals. From open play, we had that 1. But in terms of build-up, it wasn't deflected. Not really. Not significantly. Not like that Rapid goal. Okay, time for some substitutions. You can see here, key passes. Hussein Basic has been fantastic. 5 key passes. He created a really good chance. Braunöder, I'm going to have to sub him out because he is getting tired. So in for him is James Holland. And then up top, I mean, Polsta's got 2 assists, 2 key passes, chances creator, great. Fischer's got a booking. Plavotic, I don't like the fact that he's sitting on a booking and he's our defender. So we're going to substitute him off for Martins. And those are our 2 subs that I like to do now because I don't like having defenders sitting on bookings. Handel's very important interception there to get the ball back to Früchtel. Plays it back out to Handel. Gwinush, who's having a fantastic match today. Or at least a good one. We'll keep an eye on that. I think what we're going to do now is we're going to drop our mentality down to positive. We're up 3 goals. There's no need to push it too much further. And I think we're going to drop our line back to a standard line right now. You know what? They didn't even register. There was a booking and a sending off from Mario Leitgeb, so they are down to 10 men. That happened just after the Fischer goal. I don't even remember that, to be perfectly honest. That's an odd little omission from the game. Make a sub now. Hussein Huskovic, who's got a goal, but he's also getting tired. So we're going to sub off Huskovic, and we're going to bring on the speedster in Sekou Koita. Heading into the 80th minute. Time for another change. We're going to do here is we're going to drop that down. Mentality down to balanced. Slightly lower. We're going to time waste frequently. What else are we going to do? Let's go much lower. We're going to work the ball into the box. We're going to start being methodical. Play for set pieces. Slow the pace down. We're not going to play for counter. Instead, we're going to hold shape. And 2 more substitutions here. Handel is tired. Hussein Basic is tired. Fischer and Polsta are both booked. Polsa is really tired, so Fitz will come on for him. And then Handel being tired, but I don't have another player in that position. Pavlovic is going to come on for Hussein Basic. And off we go for the last few minutes of this match. And 30 seconds left. Früchtel will pick that one up. And it's time for a slow roll. I feel like the libero made a difference because we did play a little bit better at that point. Look at him signaling here. Pass it to me. Guenush now. Just a slow, methodical build-up. No point in pushing it too hard, too far now. We've got a 3-0 lead, and it's the last few seconds of the match. Lucas Galvao, I do like how he steps in there, because he kind of stepped in that position that the Segundo Volante on attack vacates. So that'll kind of help. You can see here that line across here. So he basically steps up in here when this position moves up into here. That's at least what it kind of looked like. Very well done. Excellent. All right, looking at the table here. Austria Wien, we are now sitting in 5th. Everyone has played 16 matches. Everyone except Salzburg and Lask, that is. 25 points. That's 3 points behind Austria Klagenfurt. Just 15 points behind Salzburg. But more importantly, it's 3 points clear of 8th place Wolfsberger AC, 7th Rapid, 6th Linz, and 5th Sturm Graz. So we have a little bit of a mini buffer here going in. So it's, again, being in that top 6 for the champion group, very, very important. If we look here, goals and assists, is there anybody up here past completion? Lucas Galvao is in the top 4 for pass completion. That's pretty much it. Yeah, so as far as where we'd come back, we've got one match left now against Austria Lustenau before we head into the winter break, which is almost all of December, all of January, and then we'll be back on the 11th of February, 2024, where we will take on Austria Lustenau in the cup away, and may as well then also take on Blau-Weiß Linz in the same episode. So, another Wunderteam episode in the bag. Not great against Rapid, I'm not going to lie. I'm going to continue to observe this tactic. Still trying to find the right tactic for this side. I know that's not the ideal way to play Football Manager. You find one tactic, you stick with it, and you make it work. Yeah, we're still trying to do that, and I like tinkering with tactics. But against Wolfsberger, I'd say we made a few little adjustments, and those adjustments definitely paid off. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, don't forget to hit like, subscribe if you're new. Until next time, I'm the FM Scribe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.